Now, I'll just show you an example of a hollow candle, and then there is a small surprise element for all of you as well in hollow candles. Okay. Now, just look at the example here. This is an example of a hollow candle. Just look at it, you'll understand a lot of things. And maybe for those who have their eagle eyes, they will be able to spot some surprise also. Let's see who can spot a surprise in the stock, in this chart. It's a hollow candlestick chart. Is there anything weird in the stock chart here? Okay, so someone says that I have found a hollow red. I have found a hollow red and it is kind of a gap down. Okay. Someone is saying that I have found a green filled up candle. Yes. What is unusual? The unusual thing is that green cannot be filled up ideally and hollow cannot be of red color, isn't it? Yes. 3 by 18, which means 18th March, is a weird candle. Most of them are saying that. Yes. So what is a violation or weird here? What is that surprise element? So let me just go back to my whiteboard once again, right? Okay. Now just look at this here. If you look at this carefully, you will understand that the weird thing which has happened here, the weird thing is that there is a candle like this. That's the weird thing, isn't it? And another weird thing which we have seen is that there is also a candle like this. Now, I understand this. I understand this. I am sorry, I don't understand this. I'm sorry, I don't understand this. So it means that typically there are 4 different patterns here, right? So actually, till the black and white world, hollow candles were very easy to understand. But in the colored world, yes, in the colored world, the world has actually become very difficult to understand. So typically there are these 2 things, one here, okay, and one here. Okay, let's kind of clarify what exactly is this. One is here, okay, and one is here. Okay, I'm not making the wick, but it does not mean that there is no wick. There cannot be a wick. I'm just explaining it because I don't have time to get deeper into this now anymore. So if you see carefully, this will have this. These 2 are normal, na? These are normal and these are abnormals, right? So basically, I'll tell you something. Please listen to me carefully. This is open, this is closed, this is open, this is closed, and there is no doubt in it. Highs and lows, as you all know, it's going to be there somewhere. I'm not bothered right now. I'm just making the real bodies for you. Now, any hollow candle has to have an open here and close here, which means even this stock went up during the day. Even this stock went up during the day, even this stock went up during the day. Similarly, this stock went down during the day, even this went down during the day, open and close. Okay, which means these 2 are considered to be filled up candles, isn't it? Yes, they are filled up candles. Open is higher, close is lower. So typically during the day, the stock went down. Please remember, that's the logic. And in these 2, these are considered as hollow candles. Okay. And during the day, the stock went up. Done. Then what is the difference? If you want to keep it hollow, keep it hollow. Why are you keeping it red hollow instead of green hollow? So the reason is that when a stock is a green hollow and it is bullish, so typically we would assume that the closing point of the stock should have been higher than the closing point of the previous candle. Let's say this is the closing of the previous candle. So the closing of the next candle should be higher than the previous candle. That's what bullishness means, that every day the stock is going up if it's a daily chart, right? Please understand. Give 5 more minutes to this, then only you'll understand. So if the previous day's closing point was lower than the next day's closing point, if the previous day's closing point was lower than the next day's closing point, then it's a normal circumstance, and that's why it's a green hollow. But suppose the candle which was just previous to this red candle was like this, and this was the closing point of that candle, this was the opening point of that candle. Now understand what would have happened typically on that day. On the previous day, the stock closed here. Next day, the stock opened gap down here. Oh my God, it was a huge gap down. But from that lowest point, the stock recovered and it went all the way up. But while it was going up, it closed far below the closing point of previous day, which means even though the candle was an up candle during the day, a hollow candle, an up candle, open was low, close was higher, but still its closing point was not higher than the closing point of the previous candle, unlike here where the closing point was much higher than the closing point of the previous candle. So in the hollow candlesticks, we look at the previous candle and basis that we take a decision. If the previous candle's close was lower than the next day's close and the next day the stock is up, then it is green hollow. If the previous close is higher than this close but the stock that day is up, then we call it a red hollow. Both are from the up and down perspective, both on that day went up. But this one is pure bullish, pure bullish. This one is pure bullish. This one is bullishness with a pinch of bearishness, isn't it? Bullishness because during the day the stock went up, but the pinch of bearishness is that the stock could not manage to close at a point above the previous close. It managed to close at a point which is far below the previous close. So there is a hint of bearishness even in a bullish candle like this, which is a hollow candle. So it's bullish, it's up, up. But overall it's down. It's up that day, but overall it's down. That's why a hint of red color, but still the candle is green, still the candle is hollow. I think you have understood this. Okay, Mr. Srinivas. Okay, if you want me to explain in Hindi, I will explain it. I don't know whether others will be able to understand or not. Some people are from South also. So I have to take care of everyone. So and even I think you may also not understand it completely if I say in Hindi, but I'm trying for you. Okay. So समझिए इस चीज को कि अगर हमारे पास में अगर स्टॉक उस दिन ऊपर गया है, ओपन नीचे है, क्लोज ऊपर है, ठीक है, तो ओपन नीचे है, क्लोज ऊपर है, तो हम उसको हॉलो ही बनाएंगे. दैट्स द रूल. बट अगर इसका क्लोज पिछले क्लोज से ऊपर है, तब तो ये सब चीज से अच्छा है. इट इज अप एंड अप. एक तो स्टॉक ऊपर भी है आज, ऊपर से इसका क्लोज पिछले क्लोज से भी ऊपर है. सो इसको हम प्योर बुलिश बोलते हैं, तो इसको हम ग्रीन हॉलो बना दिए ना. अगर एक स्टॉक दिन भर में ऊपर गया तो उसको हॉलो बनाना जरूरी है. उसको हम फिल अप नहीं कर सकते कलर से. हम उसको हॉलो तो बनाएंगे लेकिन उसका बॉर्डर रेड कर देंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि इसका क्लोज पिछले क्लोज पॉइंट से काफी नीचे है. मतलब सेंटिमेंट बेरिश है बट उस दिन स्टॉक बुलिश है. दैट्स व्हाट वी आर looking at. I hope that you have understood it now even in a better way. Okay. Yes, thank you. Great. Wonderful. And what about the green filled up in that case? What about the green filled up? In the case of green filled up, what is happening is that ideally the stock is down that day. If you can see, open upar hai, close niche hai, right? Close is down, open is above. Now what will happen is that open, since the open price is higher and close is below, so we will naturally fill up the candle, isn't it? We'll naturally fill up the candles, right? We have to fill it up. Yes. Most welcome, Mr. Srinivas. So the problem is that ideally, if the stock is down, we would understand and imagine that the closing price will be below the closing price of the previous candle. So let's say this is the previous candle's opening and closing. So my closing this day is lower than the previous closing. My closing is lower than the previous closing. Hence, it is naturally a pure bearish candle. So not only will it be filled up because this is open and this is closed, because during the day it's down, but we will also fill it up with red only. Why? Because the closing point is lower than the previous close. Now imagine if there is a candle which opened here and closed here and it was down during the entire day, which means we will fill it up. But instead of filling it up with red color, I have filled it up with green color. Why? Because the previous candle was here. Oh, okay. This is the previous candle, open and close.